Hello everyone, and welcome to our new WWE 2K Stories Rivalry series. Tonight we're diving into a reimagined rivalry set in the ruthless aggression era. This is a story of the icon Shawn Michaels and the legend killer Randy Orton. Can Michaels protect his legacy, or will Orton destroy it? Raw starts with General Manager Eric Bischoff announcing a high-stakes 16-man tournament to determine and crown a new champion for the currently vacant WWE Championship. But that's not all. In a stunning revelation, Bischoff drops a bombshell. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, is back and has been cleared to compete and is a confirmed entrant in the tournament. Shawn Michaels made his way to the ring to a thunderous ovation. Shawn took a microphone and reflected on his career, and he reflected on the last 4 years. He explained how many doctors told him that he would never wrestle again, but nothing could stop his burning desire to reclaim his place at the top of the WWE. And he was willing to leave it all in the ring to take back the title he was forced to drop following a severe concussion. One person clearly not too pleased to see Michaels was the legend killer Randy Orton. He said, "Let me get this straight. Week after week, I'm in this ring taking out anybody who stands before me. And you people sit on your hands. But this washed up has-been drags himself back here after being gone for years, and you act like it's the second coming?" He went on, "Chant his name all you want, but know this, Shawn Michaels is a relic of the past that should have been buried long ago, and he better hope we don't meet in this tournament, because I will make sure this comeback is his last." So, after 4 long years, Michaels made his way to the ring for the first time. And he was up against Captain Charisma Christian, vying for a place in the quarterfinals of the tournament. While the previous concussion injury was no doubt in the back of Michaels' mind, he showed no signs of ring rust. It was like he had never been away. It was a back-and-forth match, but in true show-stopping style, Michaels put the match to bed with some sweet chin music. A triumphant Michaels celebrated in the ring, soaking in the adulation of the capacity crowd. Meanwhile, a visibly frustrated Orton glowered at the monitors backstage. A determined Orton made his way to the ring next. He was looking to secure his way into the quarterfinals of the tournament, but he would need to navigate his way past the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy. Hardy started the match on the front foot, using high-flying offense to take the fight to the Viper. Jeff continued to use his body as a weapon in the hopes of advancing to the quarterfinals. But his efforts were in vain, as Orton was able to hit the RKO for the 1-2-3 and book himself into the next round. The following week on Raw, Michaels was in action again. He was looking to edge one step closer to his dream of recapturing the most prized asset in the company. But first, he would need to overcome the challenge of Rob Van Dam. RVD started the match strongly. His precise kicks found their mark, targeting Michaels' weakness. But Michaels rallied back, showing his determination and resilience. This was a thrilling clash of high-flying athleticism and veteran ring savvy. As the match reached its climax, the crowd were on their feet, electrified by every near fall and counter. But once again, it was Michaels who stood tall at the end of the night after another dose of sweet chin music cemented his place in the Final Four. In the other quarter-final that night, an intense Randy Orton made his way to the ring to do battle with Chris Jericho. Jericho's technical skill and speed kept Orton on his toes. But Orton would counter with some calculated offense to attempt to turn the tables in his favor. Jericho thought he had the match won with the walls of Jericho, but Orton was able to counter. Orton saw his chance and delivered a ruthless low blow to Jericho while the referee's back was turned. He followed this up with an RKO to book his place in the semifinals. It was semifinal night, and the cameras caught up with Michaels backstage before his key match. But he took the opportunity to remind everyone, including Randy Orton, that he wasn't just here to compete, he was here to prove that he was still the very best, and there was plenty more fire in the heart of the Heartbreak Kid. Michaels made his way to the ring knowing that he was facing his biggest challenge yet. He was facing a completely different animal tonight in the form of Dave Bautista. From the opening bell, Bautista looked to showcase his raw power, tossing Michaels around the ring. Michaels had to call on his years of experience to try and outsmart and outmaneuver the animal. Michaels' resilience was tested to the full, with Bautista hitting so many high-impact moves, but the desire of Michaels continued to burn brightly in front of the capacity crowd. His ring savvy seemed to frustrate Bautista, and he looked to counter at every opportunity. When the fight spilled to the outside of the ring, Michaels saw his opportunity and hit the super kick to seemingly win the match. However, at that moment, Randy Orton jumped the barricade and hit Michaels with an RKO on the outside of the ring while the referee's back was turned. He tossed Michaels back into the ring for Bautista to finish the job. And just like that, the showstopper's dream of recapturing the gold cruelly taken away from him years ago died. Michaels lay broken and dejected in the ring, while Randy Orton gloated from the top of the rampway. Before his semifinal match, Orton continued to gloat of being the man to shatter Michaels' dreams. He said he respected Michaels, recognized him as one of the greatest to step through the ropes, a true legend, but he was the legend killer, and he claimed by ending his dream, he did Michaels a favor. As if he met Orton in the final, he would have ended his career for good. Later that night, it was time to find out who would be facing Bautista at Vengeance for the vacant WWE Championship. It was the Big Red Machine, Kane, taking on Orton, but Michaels ambushed Orton on his way to the ring before tossing him to the 7-foot monster. Kane took advantage of the ambush, choke-slamming Orton for the win, securing himself a title shot at Vengeance. This time, it was Michaels who stood at the top of the rampway, and Orton was left livid in the ring. A furious Orton made his way backstage and demanded a match with Michaels at the upcoming pay-per-view. General Manager Eric Bischoff agreed to the terms, whilst Orton said he will not be held responsible for what he does to Michaels at Vengeance. So the stage was set for Vengeance, a match between an icon of the industry, still performing at the top of his game, despite a 4-year hiatus, and the self-proclaimed legend killer who felt that Michaels had his time in the sun, and now was his time. The match began with an intense stare-down. An icon of the past versus a star of the future, a legend versus a legend killer. Orton would take the fight to Michaels, but the showstopper would rally back, showcasing his agility and resilience. Michaels would go on to hit a super kick, but somehow Orton managed to drag a shoulder up. Then Michaels jumped right into an RKO out of nowhere, but this time it was he who beat the 3 count. Orton then went to a dark place, fully aware of the concussion injuries that kept Michaels out for 4 years. He lined up to deliver a vicious punt kick to end the match and the legendary career of Shawn Michaels, but the experienced Michaels dodged the kick and hit an encore of sweet chin music to score the victory. Michaels had done it. He had overcome the legend killer and proved he was still the showstopper. But as Michaels celebrated in the ring, Orton launched a vicious attack. He leveled Michaels with a steel chair before delivering a devastating RKO through the announce table. Michaels may have won the battle. The war was just getting started. If you enjoyed this video and want to see this rivalry extended, please like the video and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.